on EA Sports, and football has returned to America's finest city, San Diego, California. Today, we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Aviators of San Diego.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Baker going to throw this right away.
And his first look is incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin, and that'll bring up second down.
When you look at this defense,
they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game? The number was 6. Phenomenal performance.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Now Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. Third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
A 4th down. Here's Jake Camarda on to punt for the Bucs.
Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. And taken right on the 30.
A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
All right, Charles, we've spoken about this offense plenty, how great they've been all year. 9-0 now, into the back half of the season. Super Bowl favorites, without a doubt. I think everyone agrees on that. What do you think is the thing that most stands between them and a perfect season?
I think it's themselves. I think it's their team, how they approach things, how they conduct themselves during the week, practicing, getting ready, and then going out and playing. Can't take your foot off the gas pedal at this stage. Doesn't matter if it's a weak team you're playing or not. Look, when I talk with one of the best golfers of all time, he told me he never played against the field. He just played against himself and his own standard.
Escaping the pressure right. Looking sideline, incomplete.
It'd be interesting to see what he off and run.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Purdy from the gun.
He'll buy some time right.
That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. And that one results in 35 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Aviators are on the board first here this afternoon. Moody good with the extra point.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy. because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Berryman. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Purdy now to throw off the play action. On the move to his left. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got to stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
A first carry for Elijah Mitchell.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
They go play action here. Purdy.
And that will be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
On 4th down, here's Purdy.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They'll start the drive with a give to White. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Mayfield now. Looking downfield for Godwin.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
Now, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. It's kind of been floating him a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
Purdy now to throw. Ayuk bringing it in on the crossing route here.
A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
McCaffrey is into the end zone. Touchdown. So 2 drives, 2 touchdowns here in this first quarter, and he's got both of them.
But certainly setting himself up for a big game here, and I think if the play caller doesn't get in his own way, they should keep riding him the entire way of this game. Until the defense proves they can stop him, that's what I would call.
Now Moody for the PAT.
And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They begin the drive on the ground. It's White, and not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Denzel Perryman there to bring him down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Mayfield. The pass is caught by Cade Otton, and he's going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like the observation that you had there, because when you give him different looks.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Picked off by Rashaan Evans. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Now they'll try and set up the quarterback draw here. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a full 8 yards. And it sets him back for 2nd down. Throwing here, Purdy. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Back to throw, Purdy. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 4th down. And his kick here is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey
doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter.
And the Aviators are able to extend their lead. Well, this has all the makings of a landmark day running the football. He scored 3 times now. We haven't hit the quarter break.
You think back to Alvin Kamara, Christmas Day 2020, 6 touchdowns, which tied Ernie Nevers, the Hall of Famer. He's halfway there already. Some fancy footwork in the early going.
Moody good with the extra point.
And that pushes the lead up to an even 20.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Intended target on that one, Russell Gage.
But it's going to be 2nd down. They'll come up now with the clock showing 3 seconds to go here in the 1st.
Well, you look at this defense.
They were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
No matter what coverage was called, they were in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. I mean, they were running the routes with them. Turned out, they were right there on every single ball thrown and came away with 5 interceptions.
Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Looking deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Now on 1st down, it's Purdy. Open man is Samuel, complete. He's got room at the 30.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
On 1st down, Purdy.
This is caught. Touchdown. Julio Jones. His 1st touchdown on the year.
And the Aviators are able to add on to their 1st half lead.
A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw on target to Godwin here. And Godwin going to have a Bucs 1st down as the tackle made up at the 27.
A first down throw for Mayfield. And his throw is incomplete.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Here's Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Pulled in at the 24.
Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Purdy to throw again on 2nd and 10. They'll find Ayuk open right side.
22 yards there, a first down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Here's Purdy. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard.
Now Purdy.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. Here we go with McCaffrey. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Purdy. That's caught by Ayuk on the slant.
And he's down into the red zone at the 16 after a gain of 16. 1st and 10.
Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. He finds Kittle going across the field.
False start's going to push him back, but these days, how hard must it be to be an offensive lineman?
It's very hard, Brandon. You've got defensive linemen flinching, trying to draw you offside. You've got the loud crowds, and there are just so many super athletic players on defense now that you have to deal with each week. But through it all, these guys just sit in there for 4 quarters and slug it out.
And they'll try again here, 1st and goal after the false start.
Purdy bootlegging it.
Rolling to his right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
And down here, 1st and goal, if it's not there, don't force it. You've got at least 2, if not 3 more shots at it. So that's a wise move to get rid of it.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Purdy looking to throw. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Purdy now to throw off the play action.
And it's caught. Touchdown. George Kittle, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Aviators just continue to roll. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White.
And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
When you're dead last in the NFL in 3rd down conversions, the odds are against you every time you face it. How about them picking up that one? That was big for them.
1st down, here's White.
That's to about the 28. 2nd down coming up.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good 1st step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout.
For the second
as we send you
whether they'll
cross-country
amount
to
to much in the
Orlando.
game,
Jonathan
that's already
Coachman is
pretty
here
well
and has
decided.
our EA
Well, that's
Sports
another
halftime
question.
report.
Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going. Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
Purdy looking to throw on first down here.
And his throw here is incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Purdy now to throw.
Steps away to his left. Looking deep for Julio. And that's caught inside the 30. That one good for 37 yards.
That catch puts him 80 away from 1,000. He's now at 920, and 920, that ties him with Torrey Holt.
That's a great name to remember, but the number, 920, almost boggles the mind, doesn't it? You're talking about 80 catches away from 1,000. What a phenomenal achievement if he gets there.
Touchdown!
Brandon Ayuk,
28 yards.
and the Aviators continue to pour it on. They go up by 40 now. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They start to drive with White. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
A third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Throwing, Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. It's taken to the 26. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation, because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
It's a gain of 34.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Purdy to throw it on first down. Man open, here is Jones. A very solid gain of 27.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
Looking to throw. Purdy, and he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. Purdy sets up to throw again. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. So they're back at the 7 now for third and goal. Throwing here, Purdy. And it's caught. Touchdown. Brandon Ayuk with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Aviators are pouring it on. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Taking it about the 1. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their own 13. A quick throw caught by Godwin. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Mayfield now on second down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Credit the sack to Fred Warner. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game.
And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player.
And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Purdy from the gun. Forced out to his left. Caught by Jones. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
On first down, it's Purdy.
And that is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Back to throw, Purdy.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown.
Brandon Ayuk.
A dynamo since the break, 3 third-quarter touchdowns.
And the Aviators get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Fred Warner.
And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
On first down, Purdy.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
But these are the situations that really test a defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
A second down throw for Purdy.
Flush to his right. He completes it to Jones. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Shotgun now with Purdy.
Eluding the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
I thought at first he tried to run, but he just kept buying time to his right. Finally, nothing there. He wisely gets rid of it.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. So with a fourth and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on fourth and goal.
Purdy on fourth down.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Scrimmage. Big Calais Campbell fighting through to make the play in the backfield.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. He completes this to Russell Gage.
And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They run straight ahead here with White. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And boy, Mike Evans, he's in some discomfort. So we're going to stop play here as they pay attention to him. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Here's White.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year and 4th overall. And the Buccaneers are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air.
Here's McLeod from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Carlton Davis picks it, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Following the interception, Mayfield. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line.
Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one it was over a long time ago.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Here's Purdy.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gates of Mercy. But he wasn't really big on that. He was big on going ahead and scoring. He's kind of reincarnated right here. We're watching it in front of us.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth.
Fourth down try. Here's Purdy.
Flushed out right. Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The fourth down pass play doesn't work out. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Fred Warner.
And this one will be brought back to the 22. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They are certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one. And oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the fourth quarter.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Julio Jones. His second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Aviators add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Moody good with the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy's...
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
That's Drake Jackson burying him and finishing the play.
Mayfield. He completes it right side to White.
Into space at the 45.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They will run with White out of the shotgun. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and a yard.
They stay on the ground with White. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
Throwing, Mayfield. Inside the 20 at the 15. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
They'll go up the middle with White. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
Now that play stopped by Drake Jackson.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They go play action. Mayfield steps away. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12.
It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down.
One last shot for Mayfield here. Escaping the pressure right. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time is run out now on this game. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you